Gaffer, 2 weeks away from action. How the last 2 weeks been with the boys?
It's been a long couple of weeks because obviously we were very disappointed with the last outing against Harrogate. So yeah, we've had to obviously we regrouped after the game. It was a difficult week leading into Port Vale because the weather conditions were terrible everywhere, and we were scrambling about trying to get areas to train, to be honest. So we couldn't get some proper work in. So it wasn't a bad thing the game was called off for us in the end. But obviously we've had this week too. Obviously we had a game against Preston on Tuesday, which we managed to give the boys a run out, the ones that hadn't been playing as much, and they done ever so well and got through to the next round. So that was good. And obviously we've spent the last couple of days getting ready for Swindon now.
Mentally after Harrogate, it must have been quite a difficult time. So to have these 2 weeks to be on the training field, to have some players come in the building since then, to have a B team game, Lancs Cup game in midweek, all of those things, it just must be a really productive 2 weeks that you've had. Yeah,
there's a lot obviously been going on. It was great last week to get Leo and Aaron through the door. I think they're two good acquisitions. We obviously signed Isaac as well the week before that. Obviously we got Carl Cameron too, but obviously unfortunately he hurt his shoulder. So that was good and positive from that point of view. And obviously we've been integrating the new boys into how we play, etc. The Lancs Cup was obviously a game where it was great for me. The big positive was Sam Barnes playing. Sam's had a very difficult 18 months. I think that's probably his first 45 minutes in 18 months. Now, when Sam arrived in the summer, we knew that he'd had some difficulties, but there's such a good player in there, it was worth taking that chance. But we've seen a boy around the place that's found it very, very difficult, and I understand why. I've been there myself, but as an older player, but he's still young, and I was really pleased to see him back playing. It will do his confidence the world of good. He's still in a situation where he only trains a couple of times a week, and obviously trying to make himself available for the weekend. But it's a hell of a lot to ask from a player that isn't training all the time to be ready for action straight away. So we just hope he keeps making progress, and if he can do that between now and the end of the season, hopefully we see him out in a first team shirt.
Yeah, I mean, really positive to have him out for that 45 minutes, and you were there, played very well in those 45 minutes. How close is he to being in your first team plans now?
I think we just got to take it day by day. With Sam, there's no pressure. As I say, I'm pleased that he's got a smile back on his face, because he's been through a brutal time for a football player, and a young football player with not a lot of experience to fall back on. So we just got to look after him. We've got to look after him and just see how that goes. He'll keep training probably a couple of times a week, and we'll see where we're at. I'm not going to put any time frame on it. I'm not going to put any pressure on the boy. We'll just see how it goes day by day.
A big positive to come out of the Lancs Cup game as well. Isaac getting on the score sheet. I mean, you let us confident in that first game he played for us, but can we add to that?
Yeah, well, look, Isaac's come in and done very well this season at Spennymoor. He's got a good goal scoring record. He's set up a few goals, and it was great to see him play in his new surroundings with his new teammates. And I thought he played very well. He took his goal excellently. But I've seen it on the training ground. He's a good finisher. He's got an excellent work rate. You can see a pass. And look, he's been through Middlesbrough's academy, so he's had a good upbringing. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him there, and he had to go and search elsewhere to get his career going again. And obviously, he took some steps down, but now we're hoping he can take some steps back in the right direction with us.
And looking forward to this weekend. It must feel like a really big game against Swindon.
Yeah, of course, it's my first time. Look, Ian Holloway used to be my manager when I was at Leicester at the end of my career. Unfortunately, I don't think he probably got the best of me. It was a time when I was sort of coming to the end, really. I had some big injury problems, but I really enjoyed my time working under Ian. He's full of life, and he's someone that I've always wanted to see do well in wherever he's gone next. Obviously not this weekend. He has got them going a little bit. They are, they have a go at you. They commit plenty of bodies forward. They play different systems. Got big Harry Smith up the top, who's always a handful, but they've got some good players. So I'm expecting a tough game, but whenever you go to Swindon, it's never easy. But it's our job to go there and try and quieten the crowd down. Don't let them get too vociferous, if that's the right word. Can we go and make an impression on them? But look, we're looking forward to it. It's been a long couple of weeks. We're looking forward to getting back out there. The players know after the last game that we have to do better. So that'll be the intention.
And look, we've talked about incomings, but we've had a few outgoings in the last week as well, with Mazeeds, Neo and Andy all going back to different clubs as well.
Yeah, so look, unfortunately when you bring players in, fortunately when you bring players in, it does affect people in the building. We're not a club that can just carry a squad of 30 players. We can't. So look, Neo came in and I thought he was outstanding at the start of the season, and he really caught people's eye. And it's his first loan, but he's also had a couple of injury problems. And also, what I'd say with Neo, when it is your first loan, there's a real difference in physicality when you've been playing at under 21 level or B team level. And you have to get to grips with that pretty quick. Now, at times he's done ever so well, but there's also a player in there that's still developing. But I do see that there's a player in there, and I've got no doubts he'll go and have a good career. But look, we signed Leo Daru, who he was interested in the summer, and we knew he was available. We couldn't get him in the summer because he was very close to Blackburn's first team. But once we knew he was available, we felt we had to make that move, and unfortunately for Neo, that meant he went back to Huddersfield. Andy Dallas, again, the last 6 or 7 weeks has done very well. He took a little bit of a while to get going, but he'd also had a couple of loan moves away from Barnsley which hadn't probably gone that well for him. And I think we had a player that arrived quite low on confidence and was finding his game again. But he did find it. And I saw excellent work rate. Obviously, he's got a turn of speed. He was a team player. And he can count himself a little bit unfortunate to go back. But it's one of those situations where you can't keep everybody. And obviously, we signed Leo from Blackburn and we signed Aaron from Stevenage. So unfortunately, some people had to make way.